I know this is just nonsense I'd be doing to myself, but whenever I get locked out of my car or house, I lose the will to go on. I mean, to be fair, I don't remember locking myself out of my own house and it really being a problem. I'm more talking about the times when I go to my house and see that the door is locked and I have no key, because I either forgot or conscientiously objected to having a good day. Like, I remember back when I lived in Maryland, this would be an actual issue. You see, for the longest time, I was afraid to take a key to school because I was a paranoid and superstitious weirdo who thought that bringing a key would lead me to taking unlimited L's. This is because every time I took my key, I had a trash day, so eventually, I decided enough was enough and called it a decade. This resulted in me walking home from the bus stop some days to find the door was locked and there was nothing I could do because I wasn't trying to break rented property and get sued for my ass. Instead, I would just wait there until someone came back to open the door or something. Other times it would be super grave and I would just walk around the neighborhood or something, waiting to go in and take my justly needed rest. I remember one time I stayed at my next door neighbor's crib because she was also Nigerian, so that was chill. But honestly, being locked out of the house isn't much compared to the sheer pain and suffering inflicted on me by locking myself out of my car. And I know there's a lot of you Olympian ass niggas who scoff at me for leaving my keys in a car, but listen, okay? Sometimes I be in a rush to go somewhere and I make a fatal mistake. It's only happened a handful of times, but it never should have happened at all. Like, the first time I can remember, I was on my way to the mall, and then I parked at the parking lot that's like right next to it. As soon as I got out of my car, I noticed a hollow space in my pockets where my key was supposed to be. Then I look into my car and see a disastrous L has been caught. I had to call someone to give me my spare keys and give detailed ass instructions on how to get to where I am. Okay, that was a problem, but this only happened once, right? But of course not. A couple months ago, mind you, this is like years after the mall thing, but anyway, I was trying to park in the student parking lot, and this time I think I was running late or something, but whatever the case was, as soon as I closed the door, I saw my key in the car, and I knew my day was instantly ruined. Once again, I had to give detailed instructions for someone to meet up with me so I can get my key, but honestly, these two stories pale in comparison to the utter abomination that took place a few weeks ago. Okay, so not even a season after I locked myself out a couple months ago, I somehow managed to achieve the disgraceful recently. This time is a little different, but far worse though. You see, I was sitting in my second class for the day, when all of a sudden, I realized I was missing something. So I checked out my pockets, and I still couldn't find the keys. So then I went to the computer center, cause that's where I'd be posted in between my classes, and after scavenging the area, nothing was found. So then I went back to my first class that day, but of course, there was a session at hand. Being the asocial nigga that I am, I wasn't trying to make myself look off one by just barging into class, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So I opened the door and told the niggas what's going on, and they were like, "Your keys are missing, my negro." So at this point, I wanted to put myself on a shirt, because I didn't know whether my keys were stolen, or I lost it, or what happened to them. But the thing is, my house key is latched onto my car key, so if I don't have one, I don't have the other either. And I don't know if any potential ops may have the key or not, but I knew there was one location I had not yet checked, and that was the car itself. So I walk all the way back to the parking lot to look inside the window, and there I see my keys sitting right in that cup holder compartment between the seats. And at this point, I was going through some mixed emotions, because on one hand, my keys are in a secure location, but on the other hand, I may need to call someone again to bail me out. Oh, but here's the gravest part of it all. You see, my phone died hours ago, so I couldn't even readily contact anyone anyway, so I realized I would just have to take the bus home. I know I could have just used the school phone, but listen, I wanted to see if I could really make the journey I'm about to describe to you. So anyway, I was sitting at a bus stop, waiting for eons before the bus showed up. Then the bus driver was like, "That'll be $2, but because we're no longer in the BC times, most of my money's on the card, so I only had $1. But thankfully, the real-ass bus driver let me slide through with the one, so that was lit. But unlike some of you niggas, I don't live in a city with an actually decent public transportation, so the closest bus stop to my house is like on the other side of the globe. So when we make that stop, I legit had to walk damn near an hour in the borderline cold and a jacket until I reached my house. If it was any colder, I wouldn't have made the mission, but it was just decent enough. I mean, this wasn't that much of an undertaking, cause I had walked that distance from my house before, but that was like years ago, so it's been a minute since then. What was really making me want to jump was all these fucking pebbles getting in my shoe and making me stop to take them out. Eventually, I got to the crib, I was able to get it right back to the parking lot, and then go back in my car, get gas, and go home. On the way there, niggas was tweaking on the road, but of course they were. But this time was just the most, considering what I just went through. Like, there were 2 accidents on the way that made all the other niggas move around. But anyway, this misadventure eventually concluded. Just know that locking yourself out of your car is like locking yourself out of the gates of happiness. Okay guys, make sure that when you subscribe you hit the notification button, because that lets you know whenever I make a new video. And as always, thanks for watching.